All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Friday. It's me, Daniel, with VintageMagic.com. You guys ready for another Finance Fridays? I know you guys have been waiting all week for this moment. All right, guys, so I've been asked this question so many times. I've decided to drink my Diet Coke, and I'm ready to go with it. Daniel, I even took a note. Daniel, if there was a recession in the economy, the world economy, will there be a downturn in Magic the Gathering? What the hell do I do? Do I sell everything? Do I just liquidate? What do I do in this particular case? It is the classic doomsday scenario. Let's say the real estate market tanks. Let's say some kind of war happens. Let's say it's just something goes crazy for the world economy. The euro dissolves. I don't know, we have some new currency. Bitcoin takes over. Who knows, right? All right, this is what I think. This is my 15-minute rundown of why or what happens in a world economic recession. All right, Magic the Gathering, first off, guys, there's two kinds of areas of investing, in my opinion. One is the non-reserve list stuff, and two is the reserve list stuff. I'm gonna get my arrows wrong later anyway. So, in the case of non-reserve list stuff, okay? I'm sorry to say this, in a recession, you're gonna have a shitload of problems. Number one, Wizards of the Coast is a manufacturing company of cards. They are a luxury product type of business. They are in the business of selling large amounts of quantity of cards, and the game Magic the Gathering is bought with luxury income. And if you don't have a job, if you lose your job, or you're about to lose your house, or let's say you bought those boxes and stuff for your kids, but you can't buy it because you don't have food on your plate, what are you gonna buy? Are you gonna buy some MTG crack, or are you going to buy food and water and keep your home afloat? Some of you guys will probably put in the comments, well, I want the MTG crack because it feels good, but that's not how it works in life, right? You're not going to buy those things anymore. So the retail spend, the retail numbers that Hasbro reports for Magic the Gathering would just tank. I really feel like that number would go, I think LGS stores would fail dramatically. I think people wouldn't be buying singles because the interest in the new cards would just go down a lot, by double-digit percentages, easily. If there was a real world economic recession. Now, let's talk about reserve list cards. Now, this is for those of you who are very interested in reserve list cards, this is a very interesting point I want to make. Within the reserve list card spectrum, and I want you guys to be clear, there are subcategories in my opinion. There are the Frankenstein's monsters, the stone calendars, the whatever that one wall is that's going up for no reason in Homelands. I mean, Urza's Legacy cards, some random artifact guy. I don't know, whatever, okay? Reserve list cards in those categories, I would say the tier F-, not F+, F- reserve list cards. Those cards would tank like crazy. Because first off, there's absolutely no reason to have those cards. Now, another thing is though, they may not tank a lot in the sense that people don't even want them anyway. That's the whole point. They don't even want them. So it's not like they're gonna get a lot of action and selling, but if for some reason, the people that did have them and they invested a lot of money into them, like I just had a guy contact me over 1,500. I actually think it's on eBay. 1,500 revised Gia's Liege. Gia's freaking Liege. The guy with the little horns. He wants to sell them for $4,000 on eBay. Do you think in an economic downturn, what would you rather have? $4,000 to pay to survive, to keep your home, what's up? Or you want to keep those Gia's Lieges? That type of investment, back to my point, the subcategory reserve list cards, oh my God, it would just go down like crazy, okay? So those type of things will get hit hard as hell. So then it leads to the mid-level, the more normal level reserve list cards. I'm talking like Ali from Cairo, okay? Arabian Nights, If Biff for Freet, Pyramids, Elephant Graveyard, Old Man of the Sea, Shahrazad. That is Rudy's favorite card, obviously. So what happens to those? The mid-level cards. Well, Tano's Coffin, right? I think those would actually be relatively okay, but I think that there's going to be people in the old school community and stuff who are going to have to sell those cards. And if there's too much supply, and if the buying doesn't, is there not enough buying to support certain levels, even if they're going to go down a little bit, but if they're not willing to bounce back up and buy at a higher price because the supply, then I feel like there could be a little of a buying opportunity there. But do I think that the mid-level cards they'll tank and they'll never go back up again? Absolutely not. Here's my phenomenon on the mid-level cards. This is my theory on mid-level reserve list cards. There is a lot of factors in mid-level reserve list cards that hold it together. Set collecting, nostalgia, gameplay with old school Magic. The thing with old school cards and mid-level reserve list cards is that these people look at the demographic. These people have a job. And no offense to the non-reserve list card buyers, but these people are not working at Taco Bell. They're not broke college students. These people are generally people working a real corporate job or that may have their own business. Now, obviously, in a recession, that could affect their job, but these are assets that they already own. Most of these people don't leverage credit cards and basically have to sell because they're broke. They don't over leverage themselves. They may have a couple of cars, they have a wife, they have kids, they have a family, but they make maybe $100,000 plus a year, right? Maybe $50,000, $60,000 a year, whatever it is. But they set aside luxury income spend and personal income spend, and they know how to separate that. They have some ability to do that. I also think that with these type of mid-level reserve list cards, there's a worldwide interest in old school Magic and different communities. I don't think that would really affect that much because there's a lot of buyers and a lot of people that intra their communities would just buy them up anyway. For example, I have friends who have certain cards that if they had a downturn in their job or something happened, they would sell them, but they would sell them quietly to their intra-community areas. They wouldn't put it on eBay or Public or MTG Goldfish or TCG Player, areas that are basically, that's where those places report downturns. Real or not, if you believe them or not, that's where they report them. So my concern is that, I gotta fix this. My concern is that in the case of mid-level cards, reserve list cards, I really feel there wouldn't be much, if at all, changes. There will be a downturn, but not much. Buying opportunities. All right, let's talk about the tier 1, higher quality stuff. Actually, you know what? I'll talk about like the tier 1 and then I'll talk about like the ultra premium Ferrari, Bugatti level Magic cards, okay? Tier 1 Magic cards, like the Alpha Beta Power, the Unlimited Power in a way, too. Those are still Tier 1 dual lands. Those are still high quality. I'll even put revised freaking dual lands in the picture because those are Tier 1. Those are top level reserve list cards, right? High interest. I do not think that I think those cards would receive some downturn because they're big tickets. Like, let's say you had a mortgage and it was $2,000. Or you needed to cover this type of credit card bill or whatever, and you're running out of money. What's going to happen is you're going to sell big ticket items too. And what would you rather do? Would you rather spend the time to go off and find multiple small items and then basically spend all that time and you have only 30 days, let's say, to pay off that mortgage? Are you going to do that and put them all on eBay? Or would you rather sell that one Tabernacle Pendrell Vale or one Abyss or whatever, and what would you rather do? Or would you sell one Power 9, like tier 1 card, like maybe an Alpha Mox or something? Some people's mentality might be, hey, I'd rather just sell that card or sell a bunch because I need to cover myself for what's going to happen with my job or my career or whatever. So I really think that the tier 1 cards would have a downturn because of that specific reason. However, it goes back to my intra comment of communities. If people actually sell to their communities and there are people within the community like myself and Rudy, contact them directly, it'll never hit the market. It'll never actually lower the market because it's not on the eBay, TCG Player, those type of marketplaces. So it also depends on the buy list. If the buy list of Star City, ABU Games, Card Kingdom, they're all intertwined in the mix. If they get too much supply, too many people wanting cash, the buy list will go down and it will affect the overall marketplace. But here's the trick. And this is why I keep telling you guys, do not over leverage yourself, because in a recession time, people that are more wealthy, more successful, who have their shit together, basically are ready to buy more. They look at it as a buying opportunity. In the recession where there was the 2008, 2007, whatever, 2009, people who were very wealthy made millions, if not billions of dollars into real estate, stocks, whatever you want to do. There was so much buying opportunity for those people. It was absolutely insane. You don't want to over leverage yourself at any point, because it really puts you in a position to miss out on these recession times. All right, so let's talk about last part of the reserve list cards. I gotta go a little crazy on here. No, I'm just kidding. It's the ultra high-end Lux category. The Lux, the BGS 9.5 Alpha Lotus, the high-end quad stuff, the people that want the quad plus to the moon crap. The ones with all 10s everywhere, the black label, the high-end motherfuckers. That's right, I'm talking to you. The guys who want the bling, the jewelry, the pimp, the altars, the artist proofs, the high-end shit. I'm talking to you. Artwork. All right. Honestly, if those people sell their cards, I think that's fine. Because there's a lot of creepy greed monsters that will come out and love it. I'm probably one of them. I will buy all those stuff. If you go off and you sell your high-end stuff and the price goes, and there's not enough price support. Price support. Fuck. People don't buy them. There's a certain point. We'll let them go down and we will buy them all up as much as we can. That includes artwork. That includes high-end graded cards. There's a certain point that it will happen. Now, after those get bought up, what will happen? There's nothing on eBay. There's nothing being auctioned. PWCC has shit, right? All the people have settled down all the supply. The market will go back up. That's all that happens. It goes right back up again because the people that own them don't care. They have the money already in their personal life. They didn't over leverage themselves, or they leverage themselves in a way where they always have additional cash ready to go. That is the way it works in business. You got to get to that point that you can actually leverage cash in different ways and purchase things and assets. So you are able to buy at a downturn. You are able to sell at the moment that you want to sell, and hold and take away from the market. Something I've been doing for a very long time, but I think that people don't. I think Rudy's been now doing it, adopting this a lot. He copied me. I have to say, sorry, Rudy copied me. But the thing is, you have to understand that in a recession, the people at the highest level of investing in Magic, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I'm not talking about people that can just, I'm not talking about people, sorry to say this, with under $100,000 to $250,000 investment level. I still put the $100,000 to $250,000 level of the people in the tier 1 category. They're still, they still have a job type of thing, I'm talking about people who have 250 to millions of dollars of capital or potential to invest in. People that, I might be talking to you, probably some of my customers, who have multiple homes, vacation homes, a Ferrari, a Lexus, a Lamborghini, whatever you have, right? But do you really care? Do you really care if some cars come on the market? You'll probably end up selling some of your other depreciated assets and just buy more. Why not? Why not? Same trend that happens in normal life, real estate, traditional investments. All right, guys. Did you guys agree with me here? Do you like this Finance Friday? What do you think will happen in a recession? Do you think that it will just implode? Everything will just be Armageddon level. Armageddon. 4 mana, all lands are destroyed. What do you think? Or do you believe that what I said was correct? You have the non-reserve list cards, you have the reserve list cards, but you have subcategories of those reserve list cards. You have the tier F minuses, you have the mid-level, and then you got you have the mid-level, you have the tier 1s, and then you have the ultra luxe high-end Rolex watch, Gucci, Versace, Dolce & Gabbana. Let's talk about fashion. Anything of that level. What do you think? Do you think I'm correct? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm absolutely nuts? Put in the comments below. Please, guys, keep up the comments on the questions of Finance Fridays. I have a huge list to go through. But if you put your comments below of what you want to hear, I will probably listen to you, and I'll probably make a video. All right, you guys have a freaking good weekend and have a great day. Bye.